About time with Rashawn's About Time Boxing, aka Mr. Trill 100 Mil. What's up to my About Time Boxing family and the Trill 100 Mil gang? Thank you to every single one of y'all who has, who's always first been patient with me because, I don't put up videos, as often as I would like to. And somebody actually did DM me and ask me about that. But I don't put videos up because there's really not too much to report on, in boxing. I mean, there's stuff going on, you know what I mean? But it's not like it's something, that's grabbing my attention like that. And I don't want to just put stuff out there and be clickbaiting or put something out there and title it one thing and you click on the video and it has absolutely nothing to do with what the title is. A lot of people, clickbaiting. I see a lot of, boxing channels, you know what I mean, clickbaiting, and the stuff they putting out has nothing to do with, nothing. And it's, it'd be something completely different. So that's why I don't do that. But again, like I said, I appreciate each and every one of y'all, man, who has been taking out the time to watch the videos, like the videos, share the videos, and leave the comments. If you have not already subscribed to the channel and you're watching this video or any of my videos for the first time, please take a moment and hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that notification button to stay up on the latest with Rashawn's About Time Boxing. Today's episode of Rashawn's About Time Boxing is sponsored by Unlimited Staffing Agency, USA, Unlimited Staffing Agency. So if you're a CNA, a LPN, or RN, and you're looking for gainful employment, and I mean good employment where you're making good money, contact Unlimited Staffing Agency at 267-779-8915. And that's for the Ohio and Pennsylvania area. So if you live in the state of Ohio or in the state of Pennsylvania and you're looking for gainful employment where you can make some good money, okay, contact Unlimited Staffing Agency again at 267-779-8915 and use code word Rashawn's About Time Boxing, hashtag RBTB. All right, so we're going to talk about this Demitry Bivol and BETERBIEV fight. Now, I don't even see why some people are mixed up about it. And I don't know if, some of these judges may have been hanging out with CJ Ross, or hanging out with Stevie Wonder, or might have channeled Roy Orbison or Ray Charles, because I don't know what they saw. They obviously didn't see the fight that actually was taking place. I thought that Demitry Bivol won the fight, and I thought he won it fairly easy. Now, for those of y'all who disagree with me, drop the comments in the comment section below and let me know why y'all disagree. But I'm going to get into my details about why I say Demitry Bivol won the fight, and I feel like he won the fight fairly easy. And there's a lot of people out there who said that Demitry Bivol was actually was robbed in that fight. Some of y'all may not agree with some of the stuff that I'm going to say in this video, and that's okay. That's all right. If you don't agree with some of the stuff that I'm saying in this video, that's fine. You know what I mean? But I'm going to say a few things, and, if you agree, drop the comments, let me know why. If you disagree, drop the comments and let me know why. But please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the not only to this video, but to the channel too as well. Appreciate each and every one of y'all. So, okay, so the reason why I feel like that, Demitry Bivol won the fight and won it fairly easy. BETERBIEV, if you look at a lot of his fights, he's used to fighting guys, who's basically right there in front of him. They're not giving him too much movement, so he can pick his shots a little better. So this is why against these other guys, he could afford to, I mean, of course you got to be patient in any fight. But what I'm saying is, like, if patient enough to be able to pick his shots, you know what I mean, and be able to place his shots you know, and sit on his punches where, you know, to where as though he can actually hurt them and then get them, you know, and get them out of there. Okay. Now Bivol, you know, I felt like he won the fight easy because he, you know, first of all, he had good ring generalship. Okay. He offset he offset Beterbiev's rhythm with his movement. You know, because again, Beterbiev is used to having people that's right there in front of him. Even if they giving him movement, they don't give him movement the way Bivol was giving him movement. You know, and you can tell at some point, you know, in the fight that Beterbiev looked like he was getting like discouraged or like frustrated. You know what I'm saying? It looked like he was, you know, getting a little frustrated because Bivol, and not only that, Bivol kept him on the end of his jab. Bivol, you know, he would, you know, he could fight on the back foot. You know what I mean? When Beterbiev thought he was backing up Bivol was able to get, you know, shots off, get out the way. He didn't allow himself, you know, to get caught up in the ropes too much. I'm not saying you know, of course his back was on the ropes, you know, here and there, stuff like that, but throughout the course of the fight, you could tell like anytime he felt his back getting ready to touch the ropes, he spent right out of there, brought the fight right back into the middle of the ring. And as long as the fight was in the middle of the ring, Beterbiev couldn't really do nothing with Bivol. And this is why his corner was telling him, like, you know, in camp, I'm saying, like, don't be on the ropes because this is where, if you look at Beterbiev's fights, when he's able to get off on these guys, you know, he'll, you know, walk them down, follow them around, you know what I mean, get them against the ropes, you know, to where as though they pretty much stationary and can't move, and then he can sit on his punches and place his shots where he want them. He can be accurate with his shot as long as they, you know, he got them stuck right there. But he couldn't really sit on his punches the way he Beterbiev couldn't sit on his punches the way he wanted to because Bivol was offsetting him with his movement. And then his jab, you know, he kept him on the end of his jab. You know, Bivol established his range good. You know, he knew when, you know, he knew what punches to throw. He knew when to throw them. You know, he was catching him with right hands, you know what I mean? You know, caught him with a right hand, left hook, you know, then he caught him with another combination. He was catching him. He caught Bivol. He caught Beterbiev with some good shots and it was making Beterbiev back up. And then at some point, Beterbiev and like, listen, nobody should be listening to no damn lopsided soccer ball head Tim Bradley. Nobody should be listening to this guy. You know what I mean? Like, it just seemed like every time like Beterbiev would throw something, they was just, oh, you know, you could tell they was getting riled up, but it was like sometimes it was, you know, like overlooking, you know, what Bivol was doing. Like at one point, Bivol was pivoting, he was moving around, he was on his back foot moving, you know, and then he had caught Beterbiev with some good shots, and then I seen, you know, Beterbiev caught him with like one little body shot. You had Tim Bradley talking about, oh, good body shot, but the combinations that he hit Bivol with prior to that, they didn't even say anything about it. You know, so this is why some of these commentators, man, like, you know, y'all, they don't know how to call a fair fight now. You got these people, you know, swinging the narrative one way, and you got these other people, they swinging the narrative, you know, another way. You know what I mean? Like there's no fairness in it now. But Bivol definitely got robbed. He definitely got robbed in that fight. And not only that, it was to a point too where in my opinion, again, if you disagree, cool, drop the comments, let me know why. But in my opinion, like it just looked like Beterbiev was getting frustrated, and as opposed to cutting the ring off, he was more or less like following Bivol around, you know, in hopes to land that one shot. You know what I'm saying? He was because that's what see the other thing is this here. So I feel like that Beterbiev was relying on his power, you know, too much. Because even, you know, throughout the build up to this fight, you just heard everybody talking about how hard Beterbiev hit. Everybody talking about his power, Beterbiev, his power, his power, his power. Oh, I ain't never been hit that hard. His power, his power, his power. And there's nothing wrong with having that power, but you have to have a skill set to go with that power. And you got to be able to land those shots. And this is why they say styles make fights. Okay, so it doesn't matter how much power he has and how strong he is. If he can't, and I'm not saying that Beterbiev don't have the skill set, but you know, you got to think about the opposition that you're in there with. You know, this ain't, you know, Bivol not no heavy bag in there. You know what I'm saying? Like he's this is another opposition whose skill level is just as good, if not better, than BETERBIEV's. So BETERBIEV, yes, he can have, and he's strong. He can have all that power, but you got to be able to execute. And when you can't execute, it makes the power not, the power is not all of us. It's not so much of a factor now because the person is not sitting there, to let you catch them with them shots. You know what I mean? It would have been a different fight if Bivol would have, stayed in the ropes, laying in the ropes and allowing and let BETERBIEV, just tee off on him like BETERBIEV's previous opponents. But Bivol is not that type of fighter. Bivol, has a really good skill set. You got to remember, this man beat the so-called pound for pound best, Canelo out. He beat Canelo and made it look easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and listen, I felt like he neutralized BETERBIEV's power, with his own boxing skill and his movement. Because now all of a sudden the power of BETERBIEV, everybody kept, and here's the thing, and everybody just kept, watching and watching because because I know, listen, I know a lot of y'all out there was watching, was figuring, that's all right, Bivol can keep moving. At some point, he, you know what I mean? At some point, BETERBIEV gonna catch him. And when he catch him, and that's what BETERBIEV was waiting on. Like, okay, well, he can keep moving, he can keep moving. At some point, he gonna settle, and then I'm gonna catch him. And then when I catch him, I'm gonna hurt him, and then now I can go ahead and put him together and get him out of there. No. I knew that fight wasn't gonna play out like that. If anybody else who thought that BETERBIEV was gonna be able to knock out Demitry Bivol, then y'all obviously don't know or don't understand boxing, or have not been watching Demitry Bivol and just watching just how good of a boxer he really is. Like, this kid really can box. Demitry Bivol really can box. And he has power too. But his skill set, and a lot of times, see, it's about the accuracy of the punch. You know what I mean? That, where the power comes from. It's not always about how hard you throw the punch. It's about the accuracy in the punch precision. Emmanuel Stewart used to say that all the time. It's about punch precision. But his punch output was way higher than BETERBIEV. And he was outlanding BETERBIEV. And he was catching BETERBIEV with some shots. And one of them had it 114 to draw, I think. One was 116, 112, I think. And the other one was I don't know if it was 115 or 112 or something like that. But it's a disgrace. That was a disgrace. That was a disgrace. And I hope that they get a chance to run it back again. I hope they have a rematch, man. And Demitry Bivol, was upset. Now, of course, and again, the other point is they fought in Saudi Arabia, over in Riyadh, or in the Middle East. BETERBIEV is a Muslim, and they fought in a Muslim country. So, who knows? Like, that could have been part of the thing too. Some of y'all might be thinking like, oh no, I'm a Muslim. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just, saying, like, that could have played a role in the outcome of him getting that win. Because he did not win that fight. I don't know what they were watching. And I don't know, listen, offsetting somebody with your movement, picking your shots, getting off, getting out the way, keeping the fight in the middle of the ring. That's not running. That's not running. That's just like when Oscar De La Hoya fought Felix Trinidad. Oscar De La Hoya, I don't like Oscar, but Oscar won that fight. But they gave that fight to Tito Trinidad. Reminds me of that. And the way that that even BETERBIEV's corner, his own corner, even felt like he was losing the fight because they told him he needed a knockout. I think it was like the 10th or the 11th round or something like that. They told him, look, you need a knockout, man, to beat this guy. So even his corner, from what they were watching, and they ringside view from right there where they were watching, they knew that BETERBIEV was losing that fight. That's why they told him he needed a knockout. And at some point, I'm pretty sure, like when the fight first started, after the first couple rounds, I know his corner was telling him, like, listen, don't worry about it. Just stay on him. Keep cutting the ring off. He going to slow down at some point, and then you're going to catch him with that shot. That's what they were banking on. They were banking on catching, Bivol slowing down and just eventually Beterbiev catching him, with a good shot, hurting him, and then stepping to him and walking him down and, getting him out, or the referee stopping the fight, or them knocking him out at some point. But they found out that it was a different thing. And Bivol was keeping that fight right in the center of the ring. He touched the ropes. He circled right back around, come right back to the middle of the ring. And then and he had some good feints. You see him dropping with his feints and coming back, dropping with his feints. And you can see like the frustrated look in Beterbiev's face. Right is right and wrong is wrong, man. Demitry Bivol deserves to be the undisputed champion. You know what I mean? And like I mean, the way boxing is today, man, it's just, oh man, it's horrible, man. It is. It's just horrible to see with the that these judges can't even call a fair fight. They can't even call it straight down the middle. For whatever reason, you know what I mean? Whether they, because like, oh well, we're gonna give it to him. He fighting in a Muslim country, a bunch of Muslims around, and this, that, and the third. Nah, man, you just gotta call a fair fight. Don't matter about none of that. You gotta call a fair fight. And I don't care what nobody say. Now some of y'all be like, oh well, oh he ran, the last couple rounds. No, he did not. No, he didn't. And Arthur Beterbiev just was banking on his power, and so was his corner. Oh well, once he feel your power, that's all right. You just just stay the course, keep walking him down, just keep cutting the ring off, following him around, just keep doing that, and eventually he'll get caught in the middle of the exchange. You'll catch him with a good shot, and then because you can't sit on your shots in the middle of all that. Like, you know what I mean? With somebody constantly moving, they giving you these different looks, and you don't know you going from one angle to the next, and think, because a lot of fighters can't fight backing up or fight off the back foot. Bivol was coming right off that joint, giving up them combinations, running it right up the middle. He was running it right up the middle on Beterbiev, man. It was a good fight. It was a good fight. It really was a good fight. And I take my head off to both of those guys. I like them both. But Demitry Bivol definitely should have won that fight. But, like I said, this is all I got for now, man. Listen, I appreciate y'all. But drop the comments in the comment section below and let me know what y'all take on the fight is. You know what I mean? Like, was I watching something different? I mean, just bring me up to speed, and stay tuned. Look out, we got that Bout Time Boxing merch coming soon. I appreciate y'all. Again, don't forget to like, share, and please subscribe to the video.